Hey guys, welcome back to Mike's Movie Madison. Today we're going to be talking about the Incredible Hulk. Hey guys, welcome back to Mike's Movie Madison. Today we're doing the second entry in the MCU, the Incredible Hulk. Really quickly, for those who don't know, let me get you caught up really quick. Until the release of Black Widow, every week I will be reviewing a MCU movie in preparation for Black Widow, so make sure to be caught up and well tuned. And because I have a cat that I haven't fed yet, let's get started on the review. Scientist Bruce Banner desperately seeks a cure for the gamma radiation that contaminated his cells and turned him into the Hulk. Cut off from his true love, Betty Ross, and forced to hide from his nemesis, General Thunderbolt Ross, Banner soon comes face to face with a new threat, a supremely powerful enemy known as the Abomination. So, the Incredible Hulk, the second entry in the MCU, and really the movie that started connecting and bringing these franchises together. And to be completely honest, it's not as bad as a lot of people remember it to be. This movie is actually pretty solid with some solid storytelling, solid action, and pretty solid acting. I guess where the negative comments come is where making an Incredible Hulk movie is a lot like making a monster movie, or more specifically, a werewolf movie. And let me explain why. The thing with most werewolf films, or in general monster film, is audience are usually split because there's some people who want just pure monster. They just want to see the werewolf. They just want to see him do werewolf things. But then we have an audience that wants to see, we want to see the man struggling to become the werewolf. We just want to see the human side of it. And that's why a lot of monster films and werewolf films are usually, it's a mixed bag of cats, if you will. Because audience can never agree. It's either too much monster, it's too much human. And luckily, this movie, like a werewolf movie, but unlike a werewolf movie, this movie does a good job of balancing both a little bit of the werewolf and a little bit of the human element, which is pretty nice considering it's kind of difficult. I can't name any off the top of my head, but it's kind of difficult to balance those two elements in a pretty solid way. When it comes to acting, I mean, the actors are fine. They know how to act. Let's start with Edward Norton. When it comes to Edward Norton or Mark Ruffalo, Edward Norton in this type of, because this is sort of a solo type film, if you will, because Edward Norton's not in the MCU anymore, so I'm going to call it solo type film. Just bear with me. So, for this type of project, solo, it works. Edward Norton does pretty good as Bruce Banner / the Hulk, but let's say if he was still the Hulk and he was like in the Avengers or these huge team up movies, it just doesn't work. Edward Norton as Bruce Banner in these team up movies. I prefer Mark Ruffalo, and plus from what I hear, Edward Norton isn't that good of an actor to deal with on set, so it's pretty good they let go of him. When it comes to the other actors, they're fine. Liv Tyler and Tim Roth they're okay. I mean they're not horrible, but I guess the one I really like was William Hurt as Thunderbolt Ross. I mean, I buy him as a character, and fingers crossed he turns into Red Hulk in the future. I don't know how it would work. I mean, he's like 70 years old, but fingers crossed. Really quick, before we get to my final thoughts, let's talk about the most important part of this film, Hulk. All the action stuff with Hulk is amazing, especially the end, the huge boss battle between Abomination and Hulk. I mean, guys, don't lie. Every time you watch that scene, it just brings out the kid in you. I know personally, whenever I watch that scene, I feel like a 5-year-old again. Well, I wasn't 5, I was like 7. But that's not the point. And in regards to which Hulk I think is better, again, it's the same thing with the Edward Norton, Bruce Banner thing. Hulk in the 2008 film is good for this solo type thing because it's sort of mysterious and sometimes a little dark. And I just don't see that working with the big, bright, heroic Avengers. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk works for that, but I don't think Edward Norton's Hulk works for that. So it's kind of glad they recasted him. But as solo type film thing, it works. It works perfectly. And really quick, the designs of Hulk, I prefer Edward Norton's because he just looks more terrifying and killer-like. I mean, and rebooted Hulk with Mark Ruffalo, he just looks like a big screaming green CGI baby with a mop for hair. I mean, Hulk's a killer. I mean, he kills people. I want to see that darkness and terrifying aspect to him. I don't want to see Mark Ruffalo CGI green baby, but well, too late. Now let's get to my final thoughts on the Incredible Hulk. Overall, the movie's a solid film. It has nice action and a green Hulk. It may drag out in some places, but it's not as bad as people say it is. It's a pretty solid film. I'm going to give the Incredible Hulk a B-. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to stay tuned next week for more MCU Marvel reviews. And if you haven't already, make sure to follow me on Patreon, where you can support a poor broke guy like me, or follow me on my Instagram where I share silly photos, channel updates, and more. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember, until next time, step into the madness.